Happy Valley races on Wednesday night. We have it previewed for you right here on Racing to Win with 9 races coming up at the City Circuit. We'll try and find you a winner or two along the way. Joined in the studio today, it's a very different looking Racing to Win. In Paul Lully's chair is Nick Child, and we welcome to Racing to Win, Daryl Anderson.
Hello, Mark. Hello to you and to you, Nick, as well. Looking forward to the 9 races at the Valley this Wednesday with the conditions back on the A track today. And as is always the case, the last race is a ripper, and I would imagine there will be quite a few that graduate to Class 2 in the not too distant future, and we'll work out who that's going to be on Wednesday very shortly.
We will indeed.
And hello to you, Nick. Are there jackpots? You're sitting in the jackpot chair.
I'm excited to be here, Mark, I must confess. So, yes, there are some jackpots. We've got a couple for the first and second double trios, 800,000 going forward there, shook it up to around about 4 million. And we've also got 800,000 in both races 6, 7 and 8 in the quartet and first 4 merge pools. So, well worth having a go at some of those bet types.
Absolutely. Before we get to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, we're going to Sha Tin on Tuesday morning. It was a year ago yesterday, Nick, that we last saw Lucky Swain-S race. He's had a number of trials, and this one from about 6:30 this morning.
It was indeed, yeah. Well, you were up with the lark there, Mark, calling these trials, and as you can see, they're easy to spot, isn't he, in those yellow colours, Lucky Swain-S. I actually spoke to Matthew Poon at the trials this morning, and he was very happy with the horse. So, look, it'd be a huge training performance, Daryl, to get him back to top form, but we know he's a top horse.
He is a top horse. Look, Manfred's done a great job to get him this far, I think, and, you know, providing he comes through the trial okay, I guess we'll be heading towards the Chairman's on Champions Day at the end of the month, which will be exciting.
Those runners out Wednesday for Champions Day. Voyage Bubble, Daryl, we've seen him far more recently than Lucky Swain-S. He had a trial up at Chungfa a couple of weeks ago, has come down from mainland China to Sha Tin, and this is what he did over the 1,600 metres.
Yeah, look, it's just a bit of a tune-up for him, isn't it, Nick? Really, it's just to keep him ticking along nicely as he heads towards Champions Day as well, and we know that he's all quality, and he's going to line up at the end of the month as a pretty short price favourite again.
I would imagine so, Daryl, yeah, absolutely. Look, just nudged out a little bit in this trial in the closing stages to go and win the trial. Obviously, Matthew Poon on board this horse as well, so he really did have the luxury of steering around some quality horse flesh on Tuesday morning. But look, he's done it nicely enough. He really has taken all before him, hasn't he, since his 4-year-old year, when he was good then, but he's even better now.
Yeah, he's gone to the next level. Interesting point on that trial too. Ruby Lot was due to line up in that. He didn't take part in the trials this morning, but is nominated to run at Sha Tin on Sunday. Rightio, let's get to Happy Valley right now. And there is the scene that awaits us on Wednesday night for meeting number 61 of the season. 9 on the A course and the 2 races we focus on. The 5th, the Hong Kong China Rugby Cup Class 3 over the 1,000, and the Home End in Handicap Race 9, the Class 3 over the 1,200 metres. The 5th race, the trophy race, has Harmony and Blessed on the class drop, 4-time course and distance winner. Youthful Spirits will lead. Eternal Fortunes place 4 from 5, a course and distance. Colourful King nabbed Youthful Spirits right at the post last time. Casa of Honour's a newcomer, was known as Perennial when trained by Paul Massara. And he's training partners, won over 900 metres at Scone, Musselbrook, Newcastle, and 1,000 metres at Randwick and Tamworth before arriving. Basic Instinct has the blinkers on. Watch this one, wears cheek pieces for the first time. And down to King Excellente and Multi-Dutch to round out the field for the 5th, Nick, and it's an easy leader here.
It is, yeah. Look, I mean, Youthful Spirits, he always goes forward. Look, I still strongly believe he needs so much to go right for him in front, this horse. Obviously, he's had those wind issues, so the head comes up a little bit in the closing stages, but expect him to lead. Casa of Honour is interesting, though the wide draw might just flush him out a bit. Colourful King shouldn't be too far away from barrier number 4. You've got Harmony and Blessed, who can dash forward, and Eternal Fortune, I think, gets back with Watch This One, who's only had the 1 run. King Excellente, multi-Dutch, likely to get back, and Basic Instinct, Season's Wits, should be late on the scene as well.
Forwarding into the Racing to Win studio, Nick was at Sha Tin earlier today, also to chat to some of the key players, and we start with the trainer of Colourful King, David Eustace.
David Eustace, we're going to Happy Valley for 9 on Wednesday night, and you're going to saddle Colourful King again. Likely racehorse here, but got the job done last time.
He did, by the barest of margins. Certainly got luck went our way that night, but yeah, look, he could get the win, obviously, and he's a horse who I think will sort of continue to improve. He's still sort of horse that's a bit nervy and a bit unsure of himself. So I think the more racing he has, hopefully the gradually he can improve.
The record shows that he did win it. I've watched it back probably 100 times, David, and still don't think he won. I remember on the night seeing your reaction as well. You must have been, were you a little bit shocked that he had won? Because it didn't look initially like he had.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did. The only person who thought he'd won was Andrea, and he was on the horse's back, so he couldn't give me any confidence before the result came. But great to get the win, and hopefully he can keep progressing.
It could be a similar sort of setup this time. Youthful Spirits, who he beat, runs again. There should be a decent bit of tempo on, but he's got a good finishing kick, your fella.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, he's got to improve. He goes up 5 pounds, as they've all got to when they win, but it does look that way. They look like they'll go fairly quick, and he's got a nice gait just to stalk, and hopefully strong late. I think, yeah, the encouraging thing for me as well was that he looks like he'll get 1200 certainly around the valley when asked to, so I'm not going to rush him to there, but it does just give us options.
Congratulations on the weekend. That was a nice day. 3 winners, sort of days that you dream of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously don't go to expecting that by any means. I thought we had a strong hand, and the horses were racing well, so I hope to get 1, maybe 2, but to get 3 was obviously a great thrill, and yeah, it shows the horses are in good form. Staff are working hard and working well, and we got some beautiful rides, and everything just came together well.
And David heads off the back of that treble now. Darryl too. Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Can you see Colourful King beating Youthful Spirits again, or have you got them the other way around this week?
Other way around, Mark. I mean, obviously everything depends on that first probably furlong of the race, Nick, I think, and just how quick Youthful Spirits goes. I think if he gets it a little bit easier, if there's not as much pressure, I think Hugh probably injected a little bit of pressure last time out, which made Youthful Spirits grab the hook and kind of take off, and he's just been beaten on the line. But I can't really see too much pressure on Youthful Spirits this week, with the exception of the newcomer. What about you?
I think Colourful King can confirm that form from a good draw. I just feel Youthful Spirits needs so much to go right for him. Any slight semblance of pressure probably sees him undone in the latter part.
Go to a replay now, Nick, where he was run down here by an informed Red Elegance. Harmony and Blessed in this race. Eternal Fortunes raced well over the 1,000 metres also. He gets a couple of pounds off. Dylan Moe entrusted with the ride by Danny Shum.
Yeah, do you know, he wouldn't be the worst in this, I don't think, Eternal Fortune. He's a horse who stays a little bit further. In fact, his only winners come over 6 furlongs. So, look, I can see him running a nice race. He's actually trialled well since. And as you can see here, Youthful Spirits just being collared once again. But I didn't mind the run of the 4th there, Darryl.
Look, I thought Eternal Fortune was really good. It started favourite that day. Ryan Moore, of course, was riding from a good gate. He's got a reasonable gate and a claim aboard this week, and I thought Eternal Flame was right in it.
That's a good report for him. Now, here's the newcomer, Darryl. This is a Casa of Honour. Eternal Fortune comes out of this trial also. Casa of Honour's had 3 trials. He's shown plenty of pace and must have done likewise in Australia with those wins over the shorter trips of 900 and 1,000, but he's a 5-time winner.
He is a 5-time winner out of Australia from 8 starts. He's had the 3 barrier trials here in Hong Kong, as you mentioned, and you know, I really like this horse. The 3 trials have all been good. He's won a couple of them. You know, I think he's right in this, and I think he's the only pressure element at the very start of the race for what will possibly the favourite, or be the favourite in Youthful Spirits. But I really like this newcomer. However, having said that, he's got so much against him, doesn't he? I mean, the stats around PP's winning first up in Hong Kong. He's got a wide draw for his first up assignment. But I like the horse, and I think he's one to follow going forward.
He's clearly very fast, that's for sure. And as you say, he's one of the 900 metres mark. So, look, he's interesting for sure, but as Darryl rightly touched upon, it's not going to be an easy start.
It is not, especially when Youthful Spirits will be hiking along in the lead, and he might have to be working. Watch this one, Nick. Lightly raced, only had the 1 start. Double figures, cheek pieces go on. He led all of this 1,200, in fact, 1,050 metre trial at Sha Tin last time. It was too good. He beat Tattenham, who's lower grade Class 4, Class 5 horse.
He is, yeah. I mean, look, I didn't mind the manner in which he won this trial, actually. You can see up front there, Karras has given him a squeeze, and he's gone on to go and win it quite nicely in the end. He's got cheek pieces going on, and look, I thought he won that trial readily, to be fair, and he wasn't disgraced on debut.
Yep, totally agree. He comes out of that Colourful King race, cheek pieces on. I think he's an improver. Don't quite have him in the numbers, but I think he'd be right there.
Seasons Witt's no stranger to winning over 1,000 metres at Happy Valley. Darryl, he's won 4 times at the distance. Jimmy Orman rides for Jamie Richards. His last start was over the 1,200 metres. Actually won a good race over the 1,200 2 runs ago. He's had a trial up at Chungfa between starts.
Yeah, he was unstuck by a wide draw, I think, last time out at the Valley. I think coming back to 1,000, as you mentioned, Mark, his stats, course and distance are great. He's had 7 goes over 1,000 at Happy Valley for 4 wins in 2 seconds. So he's only missed a drum once. And I think from a handy gate, I think he's a player too.
Yeah, I think he has to be on all-known form. It's just recent form, a little bit telling for mine. I know they've been over further, so maybe coming back in trip will suit him.
And that is Seasons Witt, but you've already given us a hint it could be Colourful King to beat again.
I think so. Yeah, look, I don't mind him here. I think this is a nice horse who David can progress through the grades and the weights quite nicely. So he goes on top to confirm that form with Youthful Spirits, who is in. I've got watched this one in for second. Don't mind him. I thought his trial looked good. Casa of Honour, look, it's going to be tough for him, but he's clearly a very pacey horse, and this might be his bag, this racing around Happy Valley, tight turns there. And Youthful Spirits, he goes in. He'll be there for a long way. It's just whether or not he can hold on. 4-8-5-2.
Look, I'm going to stick with Youthful Spirits. I think he can, without too much early pressure, I think he can hold on and win this time. To beat Eternal Fortune, I think he's the improver off a reasonable sort of gate. Colourful King will be right there and charging late. And I actually do think that Casa of Honour is somewhat of a winning chance. I just think the stats are again him. But I've got him in on a minor line. I went 2, 3, 4, 5.
And that has been the first part of Racing to Win. Off to a break now. We'll come back with plenty more right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're out of the break as we're making our way through Happy Valley and the preview for racing at the City Circuit on Wednesday night. And of course, out of the break, Nick, we go straight to the graphic that's going to appear on the big television behind us. Race 4, number 10, Good Prospect is the last run reminder. Why so?
He certainly, well, his name is actually quite suggestive because he's a very good prospect, I think, in a race like this. Now, let's have a look at his run last time out. There he is highlighted. Now, he drew wide here. He's in 11. He's got 1 this time in, so he's certainly better off as far as the barrier is concerned. And as you can see there, 0.47 faster than the standard at the first 800 metres. So it was always going to play for a horse to close. He's not had the clearest of runs down the straight. You can see him having to switch there under Derek Leung. But just to have a look at his final sort of 150 metres, he's really quickened on strongly. The winner, Power Kip's gone beyond recall. But I think without that trouble in running, he would have been a good bit closer. Better draw suits him this time around. So I think there's plenty to like about him. Good prospect, Derek Leung and Benno Young.
There you go, Izzy. Is that race 4, number 10? You can find plenty more last run reminders on the website too. And indeed, you can find everything you need to know about racing in Hong Kong on that website too, hkjc.com. Race number 9 is our second preview race, and Sugar comes up with a wide draw again, but he is a 6-time course and distance winner. Absolute on a better trial from him following his debut in Hong Kong. Prestige always has the visor off and the blinkers going back on. Super Joy and Fun is a 2-time course and distance winner. Better draw for Golden Empire, rising from ashes back from the 1650 to the 1200 metres. Second look at Happy Valley for Storm Rider. Second time in Class 3 for Golden Rise. Charming Babe, victory last time over the 1200. That was his first look at the 1200 at Happy Valley, so he's 1 for 1. Conspirator is first up since his debut going back to January. He's had 4 trials in the interim, and Mark Newnham's added a hood. Wider draw again for a Run Smart. And Young Arrow has placed 4 from 9 when it comes to the 1200 metres around Happy Valley. And we've got a leader here, Nick, of Super Joy and Fun.
Yeah, he looks likely, doesn't he? I mean, he's in gate 8, so he needs to come across a few here, but he is likely to push forward. There isn't a huge amount of pace in the race, though it should be a decent enough sort of tempo. Prestige always is drawn 10, so he might try and follow him across, though Charming Babe, Golden Empire might well keep him out. Golden Rise, wonderfully consistent horse, draws 7. He shouldn't be too far away off the pace. Absolute honour, I think, in amongst them with Conspirator. Sugar and Storm Rider, the ownership pals, they're likely to get back. Sugar, though, from his draw in 11, might just end up being out on the wing a tad. Rising from ashes back, Young Arrow should get back for a late run, and Run Smart, horse number 11 there, drawing 12. He'll go back, I think, from the get-go.
Our focus is the leader on the speed map. Nick spoke to the pilot of Super Joy and Fun. It is Jerry Chow.
Yeah, last time we got a good draw and we got the perfect position, and he finished good. He always try hard, and
He likes it around here, doesn't he? I mean, his course and distance record's really good, so this is probably where he's best suited, isn't he?
I think so, because before last time we put him on Sha Tin and tried the 1400 meter, and he didn't show better than the Happy Valley. That's why we back to his best distance and course.
This season so far, I mean, he has won a race. There's a run back in December off of 72 over course and distance. He's running off of 68 on Wednesday night. So on his rating and his form, he certainly looks to be a strong chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, his rating is back to his winning rating, and his form is good. I rode him a few days in a track work, and he gave me the good feeling. And the barrier is just a little bit problem for him, because if you chase him a little bit more, and he will get on a bit easily, and need to very be aware about the need to push him a little bit more or just relax him. Yeah, need to talk with Ben to see, and he can lead in a race. He lead and win before. That's why he is feasible for him to be more forward or set down a little bit.
There is Jerry Chow. Daryl, we've got 4 horses coming out of the replay we saw during the interview. We're going to talk through it again now. Super Joy and Fun was well supported this night. He was green lamped. Golden Rise, not much of him. Hasn't been in this grade for too long. Sugar's never too far away at Happy Valley. And Storm Rider comes down from a whitish gate to barrier 5. Are you taking this as a strong form line race into race 9?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the horse in the blue and white colours, red cap, that takes my interest most of all. And you can see him really stretch out nicely late. Storm Rider. He comes off drawing barrier 12, 11, 10, and like you said, he comes down to barrier number 5 on Wednesday. And Nick, I think from there he is going to box seat and be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, he's a strong chance. I'm keen on Jerry's mount though. Super Joy and Fun. I think Jerry hit the nail on the head there. He's in a good place at the moment, this horse, to win again, I think.
David Hayes. Nick, we know what he's been doing with the 4-year-olds, your Ruby Lots, your Kaying Risings. Of course, there's the lucky suit and tie in that photo. He had a winner at Sha Tin with Top Throne on the weekend. 11 for the campaign at Happy Valley, but a stack of placings.
Yeah, loads of them. And look, it's a really nice tie, incidentally, that David sports there, the lucky one. So, yeah, look, he's in good form, and he's got some nice runners. He's got plenty of them, actually, across the course of the evening, and starting off in the first was Strongest Boy, but plenty scattered throughout the course of the night, Daryl.
Yeah, I think he's along with my best bet in race number 6. I think he's a good bet too to win the Trainers Challenge. David Hayes, he's got a terrific lineup, Mark.
Strongest Boy, Oriental Surprise over 2, Stella Swift. Your mate, Red Majesty, Nick, have you got him in this week?
Do you know, I don't think I have, and I feel awful for it, but they don't run these meetings without Red Majesty. Star Contact and Storm Rider, as Daryl alluded to there, he's a strong chance, isn't he, in the last?
He is. Red Majesty's on a 7-day backup out of the Hayes barn, looking for double figures when it comes to wins over the 1,650 metres. Young Arrow here, Nick, runs 4th. At his most recent outing, he's right down the bottom of the book here. He's actually eligible for Class 4, but Douglas White sending him around with the lightweight.
He is, and do you know what? I give him a little bit of a squeak, this horse. He's run some nice enough races off of a couple of pounds higher behind Eternal Fortune and Beauty Destiny. We know how, well, he's a good bit higher rated now, Beauty Destiny. So, look, it's decent enough sort of form. Hasn't won one just yet, but I don't think he's far away.
Oh, he's going to get a race set up similar to what he got last time out. He hasn't made my top 4, but he'll be right there and he'll be hitting the line strongly.
Especially with the anticipated good tempo as we saw on the speed map. Golden Empire, Daryl, was a winner 3 starts ago. That was Class 4. He's had 2 goes back up in this grade, which he has won multiple times in. Barrier 10 down to barrier 2. Keegan DeMello, Francis Loy. What of his form leading into this?
Yeah, that's the key to him, getting back down to a low gate. He was wide on speed for most of the trip last time out, and coming right back down to barrier number 2. He's, again, a horse that's going to be advantage from his starting position, and I give him a winning chance.
Yeah, look, he's not without one. Form's solid. He sort of turns up, runs his race. He's been running well at big odds recently, and barrier 2 certainly helps.
On to couple of likely roughies in the race, Nick. Absolute on a 9th. This was his first start in Hong Kong. He draws a slightly wider gate than this night. Trialled with a second behind Paya Baihe, who was quite good on the weekend at his debut. And the other one, he run smart. Second start, they backed him off the map. He ran a place. He hasn't done much since, though.
No, he hasn't. Look, he's shown a little bit. Run smart. That was a really good run a few starts ago there at Sha Tin. As for this second starter, absolute honour. He's a Saxon warrior. I thought from debut, having seen him there, he might just have trimmed up for the run. We'll know more on race night, but he could be interesting.
He could be, but I think this is a reasonable Class 3, and I don't have either of those figuring.
All right, punters probably won't either when it comes to the market. Charming Babe, Daryl, is a horse that came to Happy Valley over the 1,200 metres for the first time. It's his second go at the Valley. Barry number 11, he beat Good Prospect, who's the last run reminder, and we'll see him back in race number 4. He comes back into Class 3. He's had 4 goes this grade for nothing, but does have a confidence-building win now.
Yeah, and he came off a reasonably moderate tempo on this occasion, and he's picked them up and gone past them all. His prior run was in behind Gallant Epoch, who we see go round in race number 7 on the program on Wednesday, and there's been a lot of winners come out of that particular race. The second horse has won, the third horse has won. Charming Babe has won in the interim, and the 6th horse has also won. So I think he comes out of a good form race 2 back, and his win there was pretty good.
Yeah, look, he was 25 to 1, so he's got to prove it was no fluke. And as you say, Mark, he's not from for the grade, but now that he has got his head in front, it might just be a different proposition with him perhaps now.
We will find out. So that's a breakdown, boys, of race number 9. Nick, who are your top 4?
Look, I thought this was a really handy sort of race, this one. I've gone with the 4 on top here as far as the top pick. That's Super Joy and Fun. Pretty keen on him here. Jerry Chow, Benno Young. So I'll back my judgment in asking Jerry for said interview. Storm Rider in for second, I think, gives him most to think about here. Hayes and Abdullah teaming up. Golden Rise, hard to leave him out, really. He's a model of consistency. And Young Arrow, don't think he's too far away from a win. 4, 7, 8, 12.
Keen on the 7 to win at his second go at the Valley, going Storm Rider on top from the reasonable gate with Avdallah aboard this time. I thought Golden Rise and Golden Empire both presented with winning chances. Charming Babe, I think, even though he's up in grade, he's down in weight. Antoine Hamlin from a reasonable gate, I think that he will be competitive at a reasonable each way sort of quote. So I was going 7, 8, 5 and 9, Mark.
All the races previewed on the website too, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. But the end of the show's fast approaching. Nick, we're going to go straight to your best bets.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at them, shall we? The best bet for me upcoming is race 9, number 4, Super Joy and Fun. Very keen on him here, and I think he can get his head in front again, looking for his 4th win. At the value play, I'm going race 6, number 8, Super Goldie. Now, this is his first go around here. He's a handy few pounds lower than his last win. This he's run a couple of starts ago at Sha Tin. Now, on paper, it probably isn't standout. He's run 7th, but just have a look at his final furlong here. He's had to come widest of all. The race is all developing up front ahead of him, but I thought he's quickened up really nicely here. If handling the Valley, I think he's a decent chance. Will be decent odds too, I feel, in recent form. The play, race 4, numbers 2, 5, 10, Game Player Elite, Harmony and Home, and Good Prospect.
Best bet for me, Stella Swift. I think the Valley suits. Good draw, won a trial on the track January last year. I think very, very hard to beat with Bowman aboard. The long shot or value play is Young Horizon, who came out of that last run reminder race. I think he was unlucky as well. He'll be at a big price. And the play, race 6, taking the best bet, Stella Swift on top of Bowser, Beauty Thunder and Super Goldie.
Best bet, race 9, number 7, Storm Rider, hoping for a genuine tempo. Better draw, Brenton Abdallah and David Hayes. The Valley, race 7, number 3, Castle Rochester. Good 2 starts ago. No luck last time when he had to race wide over the 1650. And we'll throw him in the play alongside Gallant Epoch and the consistent Jumbo Fortune in a QQP. Time to bring up the diary, Daryl, and see what's coming up after we head to the Valley on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, looking forward also to day 2 of the championships coming in from Sydney on Saturday too, to go alongside the local racing. We've got 10 races from there. The QE2, the Oaks Sydney Cup, lots to look forward to on the weekend.
Absolutely, and plenty of domestic action as well, Mark.
And thanks to the boys, thanks to you too. We'll see you at Happy Valley for the first at 6:40 Wednesday night.